Welcome back. 1 in 5 of us have known the struggles of irritable bowel syndrome, but a diagnosis is just the first step. And then it's a matter of learning to cook and care for yourself.
But a new diet is promising to ease those tummy troubles. It's called FODMAP. It's not really a new diet, people have been doing it for a while, but here to break it down is nutritionist and exercise scientist Amelia Phillips. It has been around for a bit, FODMAP.
Yeah.
I've been hearing it out there. So for people out there that don't know what it is and how can it work?
Well, I think before we even talk about FODMAPs or a low FODMAP diet, we have to work out why is someone wanting to do this. And usually what's happening is we're experiencing some tummy troubles, some ongoing digestive issues. Now, we need to realise that there are lots of causes of these. It might not just be our diet, but it can be medical conditions. You could have an intolerance, you could have an autoimmune condition that's flared up, like celiac disease or Crohn's, for example. It can be things like an imbalance in your gut microbiome or even your motility. And also for women, as they go through hormonal changes as well, it can be those changes in hormones. So it doesn't always mean it's something that we're eating, but if it is something that we're eating, then following a low FODMAP approach is a really great way of basically mopping up the common irritants that can cause our gut issues. And you can see what it stands for here. So that's essentially a collection of carbohydrates, and these tend to be the worst culprits when it comes to our gut health.
Okay, so carbs, we obviously think, first of all, of things like pasta and bread, but they hide in other things as well. Where else are they being sneaky?
Yes, I know. And look, carbs sometimes get a bad rap because we think of, you know, the simple carbs and the highly processed. But the carbohydrates are in all our fruits and vegetables. They're in legumes as well. They're in lots of really healthy foods too. But those FODMAP carbohydrates tend to be the ones that can cause some of those irritable bowel conditions. And so that's why by eliminating those in a FODMAP approach, then it's a great way to help settle our tummies and work out if it is actually the foods that's causing our irritable bowel or if it's something else.
Gotcha.
Right, so I mean, you look at some of these things that we're talking about here. I mean, these are healthy foods.
I know.
And fermentables, we've been talking about for years now on this show, saying you need a good gut health, you need fermentables. So it seems daunting to do this.
I know.
How can we make these changes easier?
It's a lot to eliminate.
It breaks my heart, guys, because I see these beautiful, healthy foods, and some people think that they should be following a low FODMAP diet forever, but it is a short-term elimination diet you should only do for 2 to 6 weeks to try to identify. So, for example, of those FODMAPs, it might just be lactose that is causing you the issue. So you eliminate them for a short period of time, and then you reintroduce them slowly.
One at a time.
Yeah, but for that short period of time, it's really important.
It's tough.
But 14 days, do it for 14 days, and just you got to reframe and think of things like, you know, treat it like a culinary adventure. You know, think about it as there's some beautiful cookbooks out there. You go, I'm just going to follow this for 14 days, and what you might find is you discover some foods that don't irritate your tummy, that's really good for your digestive system and your gut health. So it actually helps you heal your stomach, which is what we're wanting to do. We're wanting to heal our guts so that we can tolerate those FODMAP foods.
Okay, so if we're on a low FODMAP diet, what can we eat?
Yeah.
What's allowed?
So there's some really great gut-soothing foods that are on a low FODMAP diet, and you really need to get a chart because there's no rhyme or reason. It's very confusing.
A lot.
But
You can eat a lot of that.
you know, for example, all the foods I've got up here are really good for soothing our gut. So
Potatoes and rice are okay?
yeah, absolutely. So pineapple, for example, contains a really powerful digestive enzyme called bromelain. And so if we're not digesting our food properly, our enzymes aren't working, having some pineapple helps you break down your food better. And then if we're wanting to really support our gut lining, and you've probably heard of conditions like leaky gut syndrome, then you really want to improve the integrity of your gut lining. That's where those proteins come in. So bone broths, you've got the lean meats like chicken, eggs, if you're not allergic or intolerant to eggs, are great as well. So it's not just about, you know, eliminating a whole bunch of foods, it's also about including these really healthy foods as well.
But we should be doing this with a doctor or a nutritionist. We shouldn't just be like diagnosing ourselves going full FODMAP.
100%.
Never go full
Never
FODMAP.
go full mod.
A low FODMAP diet is something that you really want to do in conjunction with your dietitian, your doctor, your clinical nutritionist. But also there's some really important red flags to be aware of with gut health. And a really big one is if you are seeing some blood in your stool, you should go straight to your doctor. And I've popped some other ones. You know, if this abdominal pain is persistent and it's going on for a while, then go and see someone someone about it. You know, if you're really noticing your weight has changed or you've really lost your appetite or you're feeling nauseous, go and see someone about it.
Okay.
Great advice, Amelia.
Really good advice as always. Thank you, Amelia. See you